Hey party people, Andrew here at SHOT 2023 hanging out with Scott at Stag Arms. You guys got some new stuff this year. The stuff that really stands out here are these two handsome looking rifles, one in green, one in brown. I saw some marketing materials about kind of a versus little competition thing you're doing here. Can you walk us through the concept of what the idea is?
Right, so we're calling this our Spectrum project is what it is, and it's just different shades of, we're just trying to have fun with this, kind of mix it up a little bit. There's black AR-15s everywhere. We just want to kind of switch it up a little bit. So this is our Spectrum FDE and our Spectrum OD. FDE is just a combination of, we have some anodized browns, we have some Cerakote browns, we have some heat-treated browns, we have a little bit of everything. And but it's not only just about the looks of it, but there's some performance built into this as well. So one of the things that we have is a 223 Wild chamber barrel, okay, which is really cool because, as you know, it's going to shoot the 223 equally as well as a 5.56. It's a 1-in-8 twist, stainless steel. Also, we have a Hyperfire PDI trigger, which I think this thing is amazing. It has a unique feel to it, but it's super high performance, just a great trigger with that. And then we have a B5 furniture on this thing, which is really cool. This is kind of tailored after their SOP mod version of this, but it's the civilian one. So very nice, high performance stock and grip. When we paired it with a really cool Lancer mag because of the colors, and also it's just a really nice mag. So it fits very well. What's cool about the muzzle brake, it's a reared in brake. This is a heat treating process. It's called wheat. But what's also cool about this is that there's an adapter that they have with it. It's an Atlas adapter, and you can put a lot of different cans on this. So with that, it's not only looks cool, it's performance-wise, but you also have the modularity of putting on a bunch of different cans. And it has an oversized charging handle. It has the ambidextrous safety, which also is configurable to a 6-degree throw as well. So 90 and 60, which is really cool. And on a lot of our safeties, we have this little bevel in here, which is really cool because over the years, I never really cared to have an ambi safety. But on this one here, there's a bevel on that side. So when you put it at a 6 degree, it doesn't get in the way with your trigger finger, which is really cool. So just a lot of performance features on that. Everything that's on the FD version of Project Spectrum is on the OD version of Project Spectrum.
Awesome. So these rifles are more or less identical except for color.
Exactly.
So what about the little poster things, the little the green versus brown thing that you guys are doing?
So we kind of wanted to see what the consumer liked the best. So we had a little bucket out here, and we had, if you like this one, put some, a brown Army guy in one and a green Army guy in the other. And then what happened is people just, I guess they thought that it was something to.
They thought it was swag.
Yeah, so it just went out the window. So I think I get a feeling that most people did like the Spectrum FDE one versus the OD, but it's hard to say because.
Which one do you like more?
I like the FDE one.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
So there isn't any bias in this?
No, there isn't any bias, and you're not wrong, but I like it. I like them both, but I think honestly, this strange color here, it's kind of a goldish brown, yellow, whatever. If the whole gun was in that color, I probably wouldn't like it. But the way it looks with all the different versions of it, I really like it a lot. So it's kind of cool. I think it just pops out and looks pretty cool.
Well, you're absolutely wrong about your subjective opinion.
Thank you. This hasn't been the first time somebody said that.
So obviously you guys are going to have to do an online poll because I want to know what the results would be if people didn't steal all your Army men. If you get the poll up, I'd like to hear about it. But can you walk us through this? This is a chassis rifle, isn't it?
This is our very first bolt gun rifle, period. Okay, so we're coming up on 20 years of Stag, so it's kind of fitting that, right at the 20-year mark, we have a brand new product. So it's built on a chassis, has a 700 footprint, so any Remington 700 stock would fit on this. Okay, so we wanted it to be modular. All right, and the Remington 700 is probably one of the most popular bolt action rifles that has been sold over the last 30 years. Okay, so some of the cool features here. We're going to have this spiral fluted barrel. It's also going to be threaded for a muzzle brake or a suppressor.
And by the way, you hear Scott saying a lot of going to be and will be. This isn't the final version.
No, it's not. This is a prototype. That's a very good point.
Most of what you see here is generally close, but all the details are going to be different.
Yeah, I would say this is about 99% what it's going to look like and what it's going to feel like. But obviously, this is a 3D model or a 3D printed model. So, but it's very similar.
Prototype and production.
Exactly. We're hoping to have this thing in production sometime, maybe in July, August time frame. We're hoping to get this out before hunting season.
What about these guys?
They are out, ready to go. I mean, they are ready to go. Right now, the plan is we're going to sell those at a couple of shows here early in the year. But if they do well, and they seem to be doing well already, then we're going to look at maybe building some more and selling them more throughout the year.
So some of the obvious stuff is we got the QD sling swivel, we got this pick rail up front,
yep,
an ARCA Swiss rail.
ARCA Swiss. Yes, and it's going to come with that in the box, so they're able to take it off. If you take off the ARCA Swiss rail, on the bottom here is a M-lock rail. So you have attachment points all the way down here if you wanted to attach, say, a bipod or something via M-lock.
Okay.
And this is also something that can come on and off as well.
Excellent. You mentioned that the stock that's on there right now is a 3D printed version. It's still in flux. Things are going to change. The aesthetics of it are definitely going to look different.
Yeah.
One of the things you were mentioning to me that I thought was very unique. A lot of companies do a folding stock with their chassis rifles. You decided to go with a detachable stock using more or less like an AR push pin. We'd show that to you, but Susan Worcestershire would kick us off the internet for attaching or detaching an accessory. But this pin right here is the thing that's holding it on. I think that's pretty close to telling somebody how you could take it off.
Yeah, I would agree. I would hope so.
I don't know if you've been following that much, but there have been people that have gotten strikes recently for content they posted years ago. One of them got a strike for removing a silencer.
Really?
In an old video.
Oh, well, that's good to know because I do videos sometimes, and that is good to know.
Yeah, I would recommend that you not show any attachment or removal of any part or accessory on YouTube for the time being.
Even a bolt?
No,
okay.
It's the problem is we're the people edited way off into the weeds, but the people at YouTube don't have any idea what a part or an accessory is or what the difference is between loading a gun and performing maintenance on a gun. And to some extent, there are arguable different places to draw lines. And
absolutely.
The bottom line is that they don't care and that they're going to get in more trouble if they err on the other side, so they always just take our stuff down.
Yeah, understand. Well, if I could take out the bolt, I would show you that the bolt head is removable. So you're able to, if you want to use like a Magnum round or change up the round, you can by taking off the bolt head. Also, this is a German origin design. So what that means is that this barrel here, you can take it off. You can buy a pre-fit barrel from a lot of different manufacturers. So you can get online, whatever. Let's say for whatever reason, maybe you want a carbon fiber barrel. Order it. It screws right on. You torque it down to a certain poundage. The head space is already there and everything. So I mean, obviously you'd want to check it, but it's the idea being that you could screw it on there and it's done. Change out the bolt face. Boom. You just change out the whole entire caliber.
So we can have a new caliber with we swap the bolt face and the barrel and the new caliber as long as it's within the same action level.
Yep, absolutely. And the idea is like we wanted this to be modular. We just wanted it to be easy, so some people can customize it, change it out. And hey, the MSRP we're hoping for something around 15, no more than 2. I know that's a variant there, but I mean, hey, that's not a bad price point for a rifle that has so many options. It's very modular and has a lot of the features that our rifle is going to have.
Once everything's finalized, and once you have production up and running, do you plan to offer the stock as a standalone retrofit to other 700s? If I have a 700 and want to put it in your chassis?
That is a good question. I don't have the answer to that right now, but I don't see why not. I mean, I don't want to say for sure, but it's, if that's something
everybody will blame you when it doesn't happen.
Exactly,
right?
But I mean, if that's something that the consumer wants, then hey, it's something that we would look at.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said 1,500 to 2,000. Of course, there's some room there, but there's a lot of stuff that you guys have to work out before you can bring the final product to market.
Absolutely, and it's going to, eventually we're going to have, when you take off stock, you're going to have options of buying different stocks. Of course, we're going to be looking at a folder. We're going to be looking at some kind of skeletonized stock and stuff like that. So, depending on the options as well, the price may fluctuate.
Yeah. Well, Scott, thank you for taking the time with me. We covered some of this stuff, but we scattered it around at different points in the video, so if you guys jump to the end or something for the price and availability, can you walk us through what you expect the price and the availability to be for this bolt gun and for these ARs?
Okay, for the ARs, we're looking at availability, it's right now, okay?
Cool.
And depending on how well they sell now, early in the year, we might offer them later, or it might become a permanent thing, we don't know, but we're just kind of filling out. These right here are going to be $14.99 right now, which, all the cool features, pretty cool price. Availability on this, we're looking at July, August, and between 15 and 200 or 15 and 2,000.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
And thank you for explaining all this stuff in
Absolutely.
words I can understand. Thank you for putting up with my crap.
Anytime.
Thank you guys for watching. Please support our sponsors. We couldn't do this without them. I love you.
Thank you.